Welcome back to Defluence Podcast. I'm Uncle Bonehead, and with me as always is...
Alan Taylor, a.k.a. Cryptocracy.
There we go. And the hot news this week, well, not this week, but this episode, the hot news is that the latest awesome book from Mr. Alan Taylor is available. You can go get it on Amazon. Where's all the places you can get it besides Amazon?
Well, right now, it's only available on Amazon. I decided to only publish this book on Amazon for a short time because I wanted to see how many reads I would get through Kindle Unlimited.
Ooh.
And so, and to do that, you got to be exclusive to Amazon. So for a short time, maybe a month, maybe two, it's only available at Amazon, and you can review it on Amazon or Goodreads. So get it now, and the ebook is only $2.99. I'm about to drop it down to 99 cents again for a few days before it goes back up again.
Okay. That's Web3. It's a long title. Web3 Social.
Yeah, Web3 Social, how creators are changing the World Wide Web, and you can too.
And links will be in the show notes. Go get it. I've read it. It's a really good book. I like it. You go through a lot of stuff in it. A lot of sort of the build-up as to why creators need crypto social.
Yeah, and it's important. I point out in the book, it's important that really Web3 social, it incorporates cryptocurrencies, but it's not necessarily all about cryptocurrency. So,
right.
You can monetize your content better than you can on Web 2 social platforms. You can secure your IP rights better and protect your data, and more importantly, have direct access to your fans where you own your relationship with them. You're not renting it on rented land. And so that's really important. And so I go through all of that in my book and explain all that in detail.
Right. It's not so much of a how-to. It's more of a why you should. It's
perfect. The way I put it is it's not just a how-to, it's a why-to.
That's right.
And I think that's very important.
People need to understand that why. It's the other thing I wanted to talk about was a recent post from 3Speak. If you don't know what 3Speak is, 3Speak is the video hosting platform for Hive. And
one of the many interfaces.
Yeah, one of the many interfaces for Web3. And I don't get me wrong, I love 3Speak. They're good people. I think they mean really well. But with this post and what they are looking to do, they're reinventing the wheel. And I understand Web3 is somewhat different, but it's not something that needs to be like this. Web3 is here now. We can do it now. And what they are doing is tremendous, to say the least. They put up in the post that you'll see in the link in the show note, you'll see an image of everything that they are working on and building to create this Web3 video hosting platform. And it's all
called Acela Core.
Yeah, Acela Core. I have no idea what Acela means, other than I know that's something to do. Their phone app is also called Acela, and that was called Acela before this.
We're running out of names.
Right, I guess. But I see what they're trying to do. But when you look at everything, this thing looks like a wiring diagram.
It does.
You mentioned before the show. And when I'm not a coder, and I'm not a security guy, I'm not an IT security guy, but I know enough about how computers work and how the internet works. When I look at everything that's spelled out there, I see attack vectors and I see points of failure for something breaking.
And the more complex the system, the more likely you're going to run into problems.
Yep. And it's I don't see any need of this. And it's kind of, to me, it's kind of disheartening, I guess, because it's not what I expected them to do.
And when you're explaining things that you want to do for people, like me, that I'm not a coder either. I don't understand everything that has to take place on the back end in order to create a positive user experience. But if you're explaining that stuff, you got to make it simple. And this thing, I'm thinking, man, this is like a roadmap to disaster.
Yeah, if it does work, I'm not doubting that it could. It's just the amount of maintenance that it's going to need is astounding. And it's like, people are, I know there's several out there that's been wondering why I'm using Cache Garden. It's not native Hive, quote unquote. But that's what Web3 is. Web3 is combining different platforms.
Yeah, and there's no reason that one protocol can't interact with another protocol or multiple platforms. And why not make them so that they can interact with each other?
Exactly.
It only benefits everyone.
Exactly. I mean, it takes PeerTube, which is Fediverse, works on the activity protocol, and it puts Hive into it. So you're combining Hive with PeerTube. That's two different Web3 technologies coming together. And PeerTube is already a well-established video platform. It's been around for close to a decade now. It's got 700 to 800 developers working on it from around the world. So if there's a bug, it gets squashed really quick. If there's a new feature that people want implemented, it gets implemented really quick, and it's already there.
Yeah. It's like WordPress. WordPress for a long time, and still is the leading content management system because it's open source, and so many people work on it constantly to improve it.
Exactly. I'm not a huge fan of WordPress anymore, but WordPress is still it's the giant. It's the dominant. It's made it possible for normal everyday people to build a website.
Exactly. It's made web publishers out of all of us.
Exactly.
And Web3 social, Web3 itself is going to expand upon that. It's going to not only make us all publishers, but it can make us all profitable and more secure publishers.
Exactly. You can, you could argue that WordPress was probably the first kind of Web3 thing to implement Hive, wasn't it? or Web 2
I don't know if
thing?
I would
'Cause it
say
was,
that, but I would say
well, it's had that
that
hive
it was
plugin for years, for a couple of years at least, because it was
well,
on back on Steam.
yeah. If you want to say that maybe it was the first Web 2 content management system that integrated with Web 3, that could be true. That could be true. It certainly is the most powerful Web 2 content management system, and it does have the ability to interact with Web 3. So, yeah, big deal.
But
I would say that for sure.
but as it just as a not I'm not this is not a hate on 3Speak episode, but today in the 3Speak Discord they had made an announcement that they were having issues with logging in. The logging in platform is hosted on Privix, and Privix is having issues today. So you're relying on, again, you're putting your trust in somebody else to make it work. I get that. I understand that.
Right.
But creating all of this like this isn't the way to go. You're creating yourself your own headache. And users are not going to, they're going to run into it, and they're going to get in there, and they're going to say, well, this is a piece of crap. I can't log in. Or my video's not encoding. You know, they've had these growing pains for at least 2 years that I've been using them. And this isn't going to be any better.
So it looks like what they're trying to do is to build a sort of an open source content management system for Web3 properties, if I'm understanding this correctly.
Yeah, I understand that. They're wanting to use IPFS as storage, which they already are. But IPFS is slow to begin with by design, because it's so distributed.
Right. It should get faster, though, over time.
It's supposed to be. But in practice, people got to actually use it.
Yeah.
It just, one platform using it doesn't make it any faster.
No, of course not. And there are other people using it too. But I was just looking at their last paragraph here before ending note, and they're saying, why build your own Web3 infrastructure when the Hive and SPK network community already provides it for free? So I'm guessing that's what Acela Core is trying to be, is that Web3 infrastructure that anyone can take and use and build on.
I get that, and I understand that. But it doesn't have to be this hard.
Yeah, I'm not speaking to that. I'm just saying that's what it looks like. That's what they're trying to do. But I agree with you. You got to keep it simple. And I'm looking at this diagram, and I'm thinking, man, what do I do with that?
Exactly.
I want to put a "You are here" tag on there somewhere. I just don't know where to put it.
To be honest, it does kind of look, when you look at it, it looks like one of those family genealogy trees.
It does. Oh, it does. Oh, yeah. Oh, there's my grandpappy way back here. How did he get in that line? Oh, my goodness.
It's just, I'm not, like I said, I'm not hating on 3Speak. It's just, this makes absolutely no sense to me, because this is not Web3. Web3, it should be simple. and I don't know.
At least on the user level. And
Right.
and I'm not sure who this blog post was intended for. Maybe it's written for developers and all, and they understand all this diagram and everything. But I'm not a developer, so I'm looking at it and saying, okay, well, sure, you've got login authentication protocols. There's core communications. There's custom data, and all of this flows through Acela Core. And then on the other side, there's the indexing, and I'm just not sure what all of this is supposed to mean.
Right. What I hope this post is not. I mean, what I hope it is not is this is what we're working on and what we want to do, and this is why we want you to delegate to us, and why we want you to donate or whatever. And it's
Is this their way of asking for contributions so they can continue their work?
right. That's what I hope it's not, because
Okay.
because just the way you look at it, it's like, holy cow, they got a lot of stuff to do. This is going to be really complicated. So we need to throw more hive at it. And
They do mention it is a rough overview, and I would agree with the rough part.
Exactly. It just
But what they're trying to. It says it will play a critical role in bridging the gap between Web 2-like platforms and Web 3 land. So they're trying to make Web 2 interact more with Web 3, so they built a protocol for that purpose. But I'm guessing it's only going to interact with the Hive blockchain for the time being.
right. As far as I understand, that's all it's going to work with. But they don't say anything about working with others.
Yeah.
But I think Speak was supposed to do that, with something about ceramic accounts, being able to use other blockchains.
Yeah.
Which, if that's what they're building up to, excuse me. Oh. If that's what they're building up to, then yeah, I can understand, there's a lot of stuff to do. But what I don't understand is why they're trying to split it into all these storage layer, account management layer, indexing, write capabilities, video encoding, health checks. Why does there have to be all of these when you could just take something that's already there and build on it? Because these are all
Yeah. Why does it need to be so complicated?
right.
That's a good question. I have no idea. Since I'm not a developer, I don't know. So, but that's a good question for the people building this to ask them. Why does it need to be so complicated?
Yep. We're gonna have to get one of them on.
Have them explain it to us.
Yep.
In layman language.
Exactly. I understand it's hard, but I mean, it's like Cast Garden. It's PeerTube, and it's got a plug-in on it, which, by the way, the plug-in is pretty much the number one downloaded plug-in for PeerTube. And it's... Dude, I can host my own PeerTube right here in my house. I couldn't do that with this.
Yeah, that would be difficult.
I've hosted my own PeerTube twice in my house, but I couldn't do this. There is no way. Something this size and kind of resources that they're going to require for this is beyond what pretty much anybody can use. That's what I like about the Fediverse. The Fediverse is built to. The intention is for everybody to host your own Mastodon, your own PeerTube, everything.
Right.
And
do you need a server for that?
Yeah, but you can do it on your computer.
Right. Gotcha.
You know, there's all it is. When you look at it, when you think about it, your own server is technically your computer. A server in the cloud is just somebody else's computer.
Oh yeah, of course, yeah.
So you can host this stuff on your own. The idea of the Fediverse is that everybody hosts their own, and everything is completely decentralized. But because people don't understand or don't have the know-how on how to administer a server or set one up or turn their computer into a server, it's not as decentralized as it's intended to be. So they go join somebody else's instance or server, whatever you want to call it. And it's not hard. There's things like Host, Freedom Box, there's Sandstorm. There's several different things out there that you could put up on an old computer, like an old laptop that you don't use anymore. You just install this operating system and boom, you've got your own server. And I don't know. It's more of a knowledge thing, but
yeah.
But I could set up my own Hive node if I want to spend, $100+ a month to do it.
You ought to teach people how to set up their own Fediverse server.
Yeah, it's actually very easy. It's just explaining how to do it is where I suck at it. But
it's easier to do than to teach someone how to do, right?
Yeah, it's. But anyway, apples to oranges. But it's. You could do this with you could set up your own PeerTube on your own computer, install the HiveTube plugin, and boom, you're hosting your own stuff. You don't have to rely on 3Speak, Castgarden, or whoever. And it just blows my mind because I have no idea how many people are actually working on the 3Speak development. I know there's maybe 3 people that I can count off the top of my head, and 2 that don't have any knowledge of development. They're more marketing type people. So that's 3 people, and then I look over here at PeerTube and Castgarden, and I see 700 to 800 developers working on that, with maybe 10 people working on the HiveTube plugin. Just the HiveTube plugin, there's more people probably working on that than 3Speak. I hope, I wish the best for them, and I hope they can pull this off, but I don't see it happening. Not without a bunch of money thrown at them. And to me, that's what this post looks like, is this is why we're going to justify some kind of DHF that we're going to be calling up for here pretty soon. That's just what I see. It just doesn't, the whole thing doesn't make sense at all.
Yeah. No, I got you. And that's something that I don't know as much about as probably you do. So
I'm just not. Like I said, it's kind of a letdown to me, but because I've liked them, I love them, It's just, it doesn't make sense. But I'll quit.
Well, see if you can get him on the show and see if you can get him on the show and explain it to us.
Yeah, Starker said he wanted to come on our show, but that was back when we first started. And now that we're more of a regular routine type thing, we can probably work it out. So I know he's Australian, I think. So he's
I believe so.
He's probably 12 to 14 hours difference than us. Do want to get people from Cash Garden on too. Find some stuff out, get some stuff going here.
Right.
Well, I feel better now that I got that out of my system.
You got that off your chest?
Yeah, I got that off my chest.
We're ready to move on now.
Yeah,
I'm glad we talked about that. I'm glad, we came up with a solution for the 3Speak folks. They really need our expertise.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, we're big influencers, but defluencers.
We're defluencers. That's right. All right. Well, that sounds like another good show.
Is there any other special things you want to talk about? Are you doing the NFT books or anything like that, or did that work out? Or
well, if you buy the book, there is a page on there that tells you how to claim your NFT, and it's a free NFT that you can claim on OpenSea. But be careful, because somebody went and downloaded that and then turn around and they've got it listed for resale for 0.1 ETH. So don't buy that. You can get it for free. It costs zero money. You don't even have to pay gas fees, because OpenSea has halted all gas fees. It's on the Matic blockchain. It's on Polygon. It's not on Ethereum. So don't buy the one listed for 0.1 ETH. Get the free one on the Polygon blockchain. No gas fees. So it shouldn't cost you anything.
Wow. It's a brand new book and NFT, and it's already being redone.
Yeah. So later on, after it's been on OpenSea, the deadline is March 28th. The details for how to get it are in the book. So you can buy the book, claim your NFT. Then I will list it for sale, but not until then. I will list it as an NFT. You can get the NFT book for sale after that, but that won't happen for another month or so.
Okay, cool. Awesome. I think that's about it then. Are we done?
Awesome sauce.
That was like 30 minutes. That ain't too bad.
No, not too shabby at all.
Nope, not at all. All right, you guys can email us at podcast@defluence.online. Man, why do I screw that up every time? Go.
You are a creature of habit.
Yeah, pretty much. There's podcast.online is the website. Defluence.me is podcast. Oh my gosh. Defluence.online is the website. There's the book is on Amazon. Link will be in the show notes. Defluence.me is the radio station. Check us out on Cast Garden, all across Hive. YouTube. I think I'm still doing YouTube.
I hope so.
Yep. Anchor, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Breaker. Is it Breaker? Yeah. Wherever pre-podcasts are sold. There we go.
There you go.
We'll catch you guys again next time. Be good, be safe, and never stick your finger where you wouldn't stick your face. Woo!